Hey YouTube, I'm Brick Smith and welcome to Forever Sorting with Kevin A. Henkle. Episode 6. That's right, folks. We've made it a month and a half into it, and I think we are, through the first 3 days of his Lego career. Uh, I'm going to not be as long-winded as I usually am or as Kevin is. So I'm just going to go ahead and say welcome, Kevin, to Forever Sorting. Episode 6. And Kevin, as always, real quick, thanks for by the year on the big screen now, whatever that was you just pulled out of your mouth.
I'm sorry, it was a little hair. I'm sorry.
A little hair. I'd just like to thank Kevin for getting that new icon worked out for me. It's going to definitely make me look cooler in YouTube. But so if you guys didn't know, sorry. If you didn't know, Kevin is a graphic designer. We'll get to that part of his life. You should already know if you've been paying attention to the last few episodes. Kevin, welcome. And where can they find you, Kev?
Thank you. It's nice to be here again. Thank you, as always, for kind of hosting this festivity, being my co-pilot, the Chewbacca to my Han Solo.
To ground control.
But yep, hello everybody. Good to see you guys again. My name is Kevin. If you have any interest in following me, I can be found on any social media platform at Mr. Kevin Hinkle. If you want to follow just my art, which would be graphic design, illustration, even model making, when I make stuff out of Lego, that would be Mr. Hinkle Draws. That's also on all social media platforms. And I have a website, kevinahinkle.com.
Wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't remember where we left off per se. You watched the last episode just like I was in it. Kevin talked, and we were still in Colorado.
and we probably still will be for some time.
Sounds like a winner. I like to hit the hot spots. I want to hear the cool stories. I want to hear the bad stories. I want to hear the best parts of Lego. I want to hear the worst parts of Lego. We're chronicling Kevin's walk with the Lego group, the Lego stores, the company, Lego in personal life, and all that.
The whole thing, the whole kit and caboodle.
The whole kit and caboodle. So, Kevin, we're talking about the store. Colorado Mills Lego outlet store in Colorado.
Right.
Yep. And I know that you had gotten the Employee of the Month for January.
Yep.
And you told me other stories off air.
Yeah.
Use those together.
That's when it gets rough, right? What did you talk about on air, off air? All of it blends together.
Yeah.
But I know we've had a good time. We talked about bolt holes. We talked about those at one point. We talked about, just kind of the visual look and feel, how different it was in that store. I brought out
Lego store.
Yeah, I brought out the photo album that I had recovered.
Photograph.
Yep. Oh yeah, the photographs. And yeah, I also can't remember exactly where we left off, but we had some good stuff. We had a good conversation. And what usually happens, especially those that have been watching this a couple times, is every time we finish, I go, oh, it would have been nice if I had this, and this last time, or I remembered that, or I brought that up. Yeah. So as per usual fashion, I found some of the photographs, digital photographs of my time. So I was going to be different and screen share and talk through some of the photos.
Oh, that'd be good to hear.
If that's a thing we can do.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to do that right now. And of course, for a minute, it's going to be weird because it always is as soon as you start screen sharing.
Mm-hmm.
So stand by.
There you go. It can be weird. It's me now. Hi. Kevin's getting it together. Go ahead and pull up the first picture, Kevin, and they can stare at me till you get it figured out.
Okay, nice. Let's see. We got to get a good one, right? So we'll bring up.
This is Kevin's Bricks in the Middle sticker. And you put it right there on your forehead. All right. You ready, Kev?
Hold on. Oh, look, I like that. No, I think we should stay with that.
Absolutely. They have the same thing on Game of Thrones. No.
I love it. Okay. All right. So I got the first one up, which I think we actually talked about in the photo album.
I saw it in the photo album. Both post, pre, and during the show. See, folks, I said this last night in the live stream. I said night before last in the live stream. I said, Kevin, tell me a story, and then Kevin will tell y'all a story, and then Kevin tell me a different story, and then Kevin tell me a story. And by the time, yeah.
And then I tell you the same story. Hopefully that doesn't happen too much. I hope to not repeat myself too many times.
Kevin is now on the big screen.
Nice.
Kevin. Look at Kevin getting
his... This was a photo that I was showing in the photo album.
Right.
But, it was a little glary, and I didn't want to take it out. But this is the actual one. The resolution is very, very poor. But this was the actual photograph taken, I believe, with the Lego store's camera.
Nice.
So all the stores do. This probably isn't a huge surprise, but all the Lego stores do have an official Lego digital camera they can use to take photographs of things to send back to corporate. So usually it's kept in the safe. And this one was a really old digital camera. One of those ones that's like super huge. You're like, this is weird. You almost feel like you should be inserting a VHS tape into it or something. So yeah, resolution's not great, but that was what we had. So this was the photograph I shared of me actually getting that Employee of the Month award.
I just saw it, Kevin. I just saw it.
Yeah. So that's.
I'm talking about the Lego on the back.
Oh, the sets.
Yeah,
we're going to the sets again.
Yeah, right to it, man. The one on the behind the boss's blue jean leg.
The hospital or the crane?
Oh, the crane. The three. I think that thing goes for $300 now.
This was the thing I really liked about this, which maybe is a stupid thing to like, but the box where you'd flip open that lid. And the image was like twice as big, so they could fit the whole product image on the flap.
Oh wow!
And a lot of most Lego sets don't have the whole flap packaging anymore.
No, I missed the flat pack.
But that one had it. That one definitely had it. And it had this little porta potty right there, the little blue porta potty. And that I love that you brought it up, because the thing I do actually think is really humorous and something I enjoy is when I share old photos. Lego fans go straight to the sets. They go, what sets are on these shelves? This one here, but it's really hard to see. But this is, I think this was called Airport Mechanic. So there's a little minifig and like a jet engine on a crane thing.
Oh. All right, folks, if you know the set number, put it down in the comments below so we can look it up.
Yeah, and the reason why I bring that up is, again, it's really difficult to make this out, but there's a white rectangle right there.
Yes.
And that is a warning label. That's the classic Lego choking hazard. This box contains small elements that are not made for, whatever. And the reason why that's interesting is, again, being an outlet, you got all kinds of kooky stuff. So these came in, these were all European boxes.
Oh.
So they did not have the US required packaging or warning label on it. So we actually had a massive roll of generic Lego choking hazards, and somebody, probably me, had to sit there and manually stick that warning label on every single box. And so it's usually you don't see it like that. It's kind of it's just text on the bottom of the box. It's not glaring at you with a giant wide white label. But
ladies and gentlemen, you may possibly, if you've ever gotten the sealed set that has it from an outlet, Kevin may have stuck the sticker on.
Could have been a thing. And so yeah, so that's you guys have seen that picture before, but there it is again.
Without the glare this time.
Here's a photograph of me hosting a birthday party for a bunch of really happy kids, and this is a Bionicle themed birthday party.
Oh, the best.
So, and to be even more specific, Bionicle Baraki, which are the underwater kind of sea creature wave. So they kind of like squid, you can see like tentacles and stuff like that. And here's the behind these kids, you can see like a target. And so the point of this was to use the squid launchers, which was a weapon that would actually launch little rubber squids through the target.
Nice.
So what's interesting is Lego stores used to host birthday parties. And people that are kind of new to the whole Lego store concept wouldn't know that because they stopped doing them 5 years ago, I'd say.
That's a shame.
And the only stores I think that still do them are maybe the Imagination Centers. Maybe I might be wrong with that, but I know that most of the stores stopped, and the really large like flagship stores that
Yeah, I
have
was
the space.
about to ask you what you said. Imagine, what is it?
Yeah, and that's even wrong because that's an outdated term.
Okay. So,
Imagination Center used to be the term that they would give the giant Lego stores in like the touristy destinations,
oh, okay,
like
yeah.
Orlando, Mall of America. It eventually changed. Now they're called flagship stores,
Okay.
but they just have more space. They're giant. They have a dedicated space. So birthday parties was a concept that did last a good chunk of time. I mean, a handful of years, and it was due to just consumer demand. Like customers were coming in saying, "Do you host birthday parties? Do you host birthday parties? Do you?" And it's like, "Oh my goodness," And of course, this is now when Lego's totally on the upswing.
Yeah.
So we're no longer in this desolate time of 2 customers a day. It's really starting to pick up. And we were right next to Build-A-Bear. And as you know, Build-A-Bear seems like they host a party every 30 minutes
Oh, for sure.
in their store. So corporate decided to give it a shot. So we launched a birthday party program. The thing that was amazing about it is that it was practically, it was like a steal for a parent in terms of cost, because there was no fee to like rent the store. I mean, you really couldn't rent the store. I mean, the birthday party would happen while the store is still in operation.
Oh, nice.
So there was no fee to like rent it. There was no fee to have a dedicated Lego employee be with you that time. There was no party fee at all.
Wow.
What you would buy is you would buy these sets for these kids. See how they each have a Bionicle set that they now are going to take home. So if the cost for those 8 or whatever sets is $120, your fee for the birthday party is $120.
Oh, wow.
And so, I mean, when you think about it, it's insane because it's like
all that and a Kevin too.
Well, and that's the thing is you got a dedicated employee for at least a full hour in the store who's talking with your kids, hosting a game with your kids, having fun. There was also, I think, if I recall correctly, a pick-a-brick box.
Oh.
So it's a small cardboard box that would pop up, and you could fill it with elements from the pick-a-brick wall. They did it for a couple holidays as a gift with purchase. They've done it
for those. I wasn't privy to any of them, but I remember that.
Sure. So I think if I recall correctly, you got that as part of a birthday party too. You would get a box, and I mean it's just crazy when you think about it like that. The value for a parent is just insane.
Yes.
And then let's see. I had another photograph. This was somebody else that I worked with who's super awesome, and they were doing another party. And he dressed up as a pirate because it was a pirate themed thing. And so that was the thing is there was different themes that you could choose for these parties. I remember there was an Exoforce party because that was the year Exoforce launched. There was a mosaic party where you would build a giant image together. So, and again, because we're Lego fans, we have to look at the stuff in the back, right? So we see, this is how we carbon date our photographs.
There you go. 100 years, they're going to know them because of brick set.
Exactly. See, we got a Speed Racer back here. We got some Bionicle that's marked down. We have, this is that like statuette of Luke Skywalker in his like Empire Strikes Back outfit when he's like out there fighting the AT-ATs.
Right.
It's a really weird thing. It was like this 3D render of Luke where he's got the super bendy arms like you would see in the video game. But a statuette. It definitely was ahead of its time. It was. There's a reason why it's got these red dot sale stickers on it because nobody was buying those things. I was saying earlier before we hit live, this keychain rack here in the back on the register. This was sent to all the Lego stores to set up and put your keychains on it. Again, we were an outlet store. We are ugly. We are different. We have different shelving. We have different standards. We have different measurements. Right. This didn't even fit on our rack. So we had to take out pliers and break the kind of pegs on the back of it to force it onto that shelf. And it's just great because it's like the other, 20 stores or 30 or 25 stores are fine. And we're just like, you 4. Yeah, you'll figure it out.
Good
It's like,
luck.
okay, and
We'll
you can
throw this at you. You figure it out.
exactly, and you can also see here this black. Hopefully, you can see my mouse moving around. The black.
Oh, you have a mouse? No, I'm kidding.
Good, great. Uh, See right there with these like frames. This is what I was talking about with the kind of folding wall. So these things were all like you could easily fold these,
Right.
and you can see it's basically paper. I mean, look at that. You can see the gloss and stuff on it,
Nice.
and it's yellow to match the wall in the back.
Yeah.
But in our store, you can see the exit sign just peeking out of there just a little bit, and that would take you to the kind of the real back room where like the bathroom was, where the office was. But we used this fake wall to give us about another 8 feet worth of stock room. So, you just walk back there to go to this area with you can kind of see some product peeking out of these things. But there were shelves filled with product here, and that was kind of the main stock room. And then you go to the back, and then there would be a little bit more shelving, but more like where the stuff is, like the IT server box, the water heater, the bathroom, stuff like that. And so, yeah. So, I mean, I got all kinds of interesting photos. They're not really in chronological order, but they're all the ones I'm showing are all from Colorado. This one, I don't have any clue when it was taken, but at the time, this was the largest sale we had ever done. Or like a single sale to one person. He did rent. You can see it's the U-Haul Cargo van with the $16.99 whatever in town. That was the receipt, and of course, I'm sure people have broken this multiple times over by now. Sure. But at the time, I mean, this was just insane. It was, we can see some Clone Wars products peeking in there. That looks like agents popping out of there. I mean, the guy. Well, I'm sure the van came with the dolly, but
yeah,
it's crazy.
Who's that guy?
So this is Eric, and he was. See, we're kind of jumping in the timeline here, but he was the store manager for that location my last year there. So he was not the manager who hired me. And we'll get to that part because we have an interesting tale. We have an interesting Eric tale to talk about later. So let's see. And there's some of these photos in here aren't from the Colorado location. Some of them are from Arizona. Some of them are from Austin. And I don't want to jump around too much, but
no, we just need to
there we go. Here's some other good. Look at this. So this again is Colorado.
What is in their hand?
This is the crystal skull from Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
It is. Oh my God.
And so this was part of a contest that all the Lego stores held where you could win this. So every store was sent this master built model of the crystal skull glued together. And it was on display in the store. You could fill out a little piece of paper and say, I'd like to win it, drop it in. And then we picked a winner. This was the family that won it. These were the two kids. Mm-hmm. And this was them officially getting the crystal skull.
Nice.
So that was really cool. Again, to help us carbon date, we got some Lego factory sets here in the back.
I'm looking at the Eiffel Tower.
Yep. Eiffel. There's the Eiffel Tower back there. Look at this down here, Cafe Corner.
Oh,
there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Cafe Corner. Here's the town plan.
Yep.
This is Star Justice. This is Space Gulls.
And all of those tracks.
Look at all that track. These are all curve because we never had straight. We were always out of straight all the time. You can see red sale stickers on all these things. Sale. You can see this handwritten 15% off because the box is crunched.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, some more memories here. But you can see like the uniforms changing also, right? So like this is the uniform they still wear today. This is Rob. He's a guy I work with, an awesome guy. Yep. So you can see like from the earlier photos, like see this uniform was the gray t-shirts,
mm-hmm.
Which this is not. I was not a fan of this one.
No,
that's my least favorite uniform because it was black dress pants and dress shoes with a gray t-shirt, and I was like, I feel like I don't know, like maybe a busboy or I mean I don't know. I was like I don't know how I feel. Yeah. So that was my least favorite. Let's see. Here's another photograph. This is when we got this sculpture of SpongeBob in the store, which was really exciting.
Nice.
So there was a little thing here. It's funny because it's been repurposed. So originally this sign would say, guess the number of bricks in the model.
Mhm.
And then this would be, you guess and you throw it in here and you open that up and we pick a winner. And after a model has had that contest run once, you can never, theoretically, you can never run it again.
Right.
Because now somebody can know the number, and so you just don't do it. So now there's a generic Lego logo in there, and these are, I think, sign up for our mailing list or something. So customers would fill it out, and then once a month we would have to go in there and throw away all the ones that were ridiculous, like teenagers writing, Lego my ego across it, and they throw it in there.
They're so great.
I mean, you know how it is, right? We'd pull out like random coupons that people stuffed in there, or trash, like straw, the straw wrappers. But yeah, I mean, it was always great finding all the people that just totally wasted these by writing ridiculous stuff on it. And pull out the real ones, and the real ones would get sent to corporate, and somebody from marketing would actually input all those people's information in. So let's see, other stuff we have in this photograph. Let's see. We got some, I mean, this was mostly the sales section back here. Oh, this is kind of interesting. People that know the Lego stores pretty well know that they do like a monthly mini model build event, where you go in and take a kids and you can build a small set for free and take it with you. Yeah. That was the very first one we'd ever done. So this activity had just started, first time ever. The penguin, it's a penguin, was the very first monthly mini model build that a Lego store ever hosted. And then February was a heart. March was a leprechaun. April was a bunny. And you can see we had the little coming soon. And I mean, they've been running this activity for years now.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been so many different models that they've done.
Super jealous that I don't have all of them.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard. And I remember, so when we first did these, when this activity first started, because again, I was there. I saw it when it started. For this penguin, I would tell you we probably had about 16 people come and get that penguin.
Wow.
That was it. That's all. When we did the heart, yeah, it probably got up to about 30-ish. The leprechaun started to get a little better. I think maybe 50, maybe 60 people.
Wow.
April kind of stayed around that same time. When we got to June, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, June, we did a lobster. And that lobster was finally like when we broke 100 people showing up. Now, for anyone that knows, these things get crowds of hundreds of people now. Right. Like you walk into if you go to a Lego store, if they kept it at the same time, the first Tuesday of the month, there will be a line of like 300 people waiting to build this thing. And it's always been free. It's been free from the very beginning. It's a free little model. Kids come in, build the set with a store employee, and then take it home. Let's see.
I'm a big fan of the monthly builds.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
It is. They need to continue to do it. They need to keep, and they need to branch out to other stores more.
For sure.
Walmart, Target. That needs to happen.
For sure. I think this is funny. I'm trying to figure out what in the world this is. I think this stack of sets here.
Yeah.
Which looks really weird because there's a tub on top of a small little box on top of this. I think I was probably carrying these out to stock the shelf. And someone said, let me take a picture with you and SpongeBob. And I probably set it down on top of that case and came over here. And I bet you I went back and put it away.
You guys sell clothes? I'm looking at clothes under there.
Yeah, there's some shirts. I can't remember what those are. I mean, clearly there's a Lego logo on the sleeve. And I don't. And there's a lime, like a really ugly green in there in the middle. I don't remember. But we did have some apparel. We didn't have a lot of apparel, but we did have some. I remember we had like Indiana Jones shirts when that first came out, like adult size, not just kid size.
Oh, wow.
We had like a really generic Star Wars shirt, stuff like that. This was interesting. This thing that's peeking out here, the shop and ship. So that was another concept that launched during my time in retail, which was the ability to order a product from the Lego website in the store and get it shipped to your house with free shipping.
Oh.
Now, again, these things seem so stupid now because it's like, oh, I can order anything I want for free shipping at lego.com now.
Right.
But back in the day, I mean, it was kind of a big deal for a customer to come in the Lego store, and they were really disappointed when we wouldn't have a product when business started to really pick up.
Sure.
So they launched this where they actually shipped us this kiosk. It's hard to see because SpongeBob's blocking it, but there's an actual register kiosk, and we would walk over there and we would log in with our numbers, and we could make a purchase on Lego.com and put in our like employee codes and stuff like that, so they would get like a free shipping. So we would take their shipping cost off, and we'd ship it to them, which was kind of a neat thing. I don't ever think it really took off.
No, imagine not.
But they still do it to this day. I think now it's just built into the register, so they just do it as part of a normal sale.
Oh my God! Do you have one of those bags that's hanging on the red bag there?
The Santa bag?
Yeah.
Yeah, these are all Lego Santas.
Yeah. Do you have that bag in real life now?
No, that's ugly. I never got that bag.
It's just ugly, so Kevin can't have it.
I can't have it. Over here, you can see Brick Journal. This was when Brick Journal magazine was still sold in the Lego stores.
Nice.
It is no longer today, but there was Brick Journal, whatever issue that is.
All right, Kevin. Why?
Well,
I mean, if it's a lot of drama and stuff you can't get into, I don't want to. We don't have to dig into it, but
sure. Well, I will say there is a statement. There is a statement that was shared about reevaluating the sales performance of the magazine, and that it wasn't performing as well, and it was kind of an odd merchandising item. Which I will give that credit. It was an odd merchandising item. Mm-hmm. Because it's a magazine and you don't sell magazines. So, we didn't have like a thing to display magazines. Mm-hmm. But, you kind of take that for granted that, you have places like Barnes & Noble that have a nice rack for their magazines. We don't. We have these flat shelves that you put sets on.
Yeah.
And so we stuffed them in. I mean, you can see it's not working. They're all folding in on themselves. Yeah. But so they said that they couldn't be merchandised well in the store. They said that the sales were dropping. And that decision also came right around the time when Bricks magazine launched and Bricks Culture magazine launched. So the landscape of magazines started to explode as well. Mm-hmm. And so I'm sure there was probably a element of, well, do we want to show favoritism towards one magazine versus other magazines? There's more to the story, but yeah, it's a little drama filled.
That explains it. That makes me feel good. Now I knew that some of our watchers definitely want to hear the drama.
Oh yeah, I mean drama is always fun, but you got to meet me up in person, and I'll be happy to go down that trail with you. And then the other stuff we have in here is we have like some wrapping paper, Christmas stuff. This is actually this Lego cube that's like a note block where you pull off the sticky notes.
Oh.
This is kind of an infamous book, this collector book that has all the Lego sets that have ever been released up to a certain time.
Oh, Brickstar has that book.
Yeah, there's two versions. This was the first. The other one has a blue brick on it. So that's enough probably on that picture. But probably right. So here's another one. This was one of my favorite customers. And I remember I took this photo of him because this was
fanny pack.
This is what's that?
Is that a fanny pack he's wearing?
That is a fanny pack.
Oh
and
my
look, it has a date, 11/10/2007.
Nice. Well, 2007, right?
So this guy's name was Paul. And look at the name of the photo. Good old Paul. Paul was probably, one of those just kind souls. Mm-hmm. He came in and he would talk our ears off every day. And he would almost never buy anything. because he said Lego was too expensive and he couldn't afford it. And he would come in almost every day. I think he had lunch in the mall, and I think maybe he worked right next to the mall or something like that. And he would pick up this set and he would go, oh, one of these days I'm going to get this set. And he would just kind of, swoon over this set, the motorized AT-AT.
Yes.
I don't know if he ever bought it. I can't remember.
Oh, so this is just a picture of him posing with it.
This is him posing with it because he was happy. And I was like, Paul, I never want to forget you. Let me take a picture of you. And so he let me. But
like how he's not looking at you.
Well, that was a normal problem.
He's everywhere.
He was so nice.
Seems.
And so again, let's do our carbon dating.
Yeah. Before you even, I got some questions for you, and I
want.
Yeah. the first thing is he's leaning on a box that's huge.
Yep. This
What
giant
the-
thing. So there is a official Lego licensed building table from a company I believe called Kitty Craft.
Sure enough.
It's like almost like a clover looking table. It's got 3 seats with 3 large 48 by 48 base plates in 3 different colors.
Yep.
I think it's yellow, blue, and red.
Yep.
It didn't used to be. It used to just use gray base plates.
Good.
But it had 3 little seats. It was all made out of wood. It was really, really good quality. It was a really good quality table, and we would sell it. So there was one of them that's kind of, you can't see it because Paul's blocking it, but in the middle of the store, there's a built version of that table that kids could sit at and play. And these were the actual products if you wanted to purchase it. And it was huge. So, I mean, we didn't have any other place to store it. So we literally just stacked them up in a stack on the sales floor. So the register is peeking out. You can see a little bit of the yellow. And right next to the register, we had a stack. This is probably 8 tall.
Wow.
Of these tables, and we did not sell many.
No.
I mean, the table's expensive. I think it was like $250 or something like that. And so it would be like one table would sell every month, and it was a big ordeal. And you had to get the dolly out of the back, and you had to walk it to the customer's car, and it was this whole thing. But it was a really good quality table. Look, there it is. I see it at the bottom, Kid Craft.
Yeah.
And so that I don't believe that's sold anymore. It might still be, but
I know you can find them on Craigslist or Lego or the Facebook Marketplace. I've seen them even in my area still for sale.
And I thought it was really interesting when they decided to upgrade it, I guess, if you want to say, where they switched out the base plates for these super rare colors that you can't get anywhere else. I'm like, you realize this is just a table for kids to have fun. Like it could just be a gray base plate. It's fine.
Definitely.
But they decided to update it. But so yeah, that's a table that assembly required.
Oh, I see. I have another question. I think you're probably going for it right now.
Sure.
The buckets over there with parts in them.
Right here.
Yeah.
So Colorado Mills, again, to continue to drive this message home, was very different than other Lego stores.
If you're not convinced yet, folks, just listen to this story.
So we did not have a pick-a-brick wall. We didn't even know what a pick-a-brick wall was.
Nice.
We had pick-a-brick trees, as in nature. So these are they don't spin. They're not spinnable, but they are heavier than all, to use your phrase, than all get out. But these bins have the pick-a-brick elements in it, and then there's, again, just peeking out of there's a bucket of the cups stacked inside of that. So you would, and actually, this is another piece of Lego history. These green buckets.
Yes.
Once upon a time, there was a small pick-a-brick cup, there was a large pick-a-brick cup, and there was a green tub.
Ooh.
And the green tub, you could fill it for $100, and you could fill it with as many pick-a-brick elements. And I have 4 of those tubs still to this day.
Oh, okay.
It was a
trade. I need one of those green boys in my life.
Well, and it was interesting because it was, of course, it was a concept. Like, is there a market for an even larger receptacle to buy pick-a-brick?
There is now.
And there is now. Back then, it was a quote-unquote failed test.
I think they need to revisit that.
Yeah, there's probably, especially now with the weirdness with buying pick-a-brick by the case, and like some stores do it, some stores don't. Some stores are.
You got across the board policy on that.
Yeah, and so there might be some merit to revisiting it. But so pick-a-brick trees, we had 2 of them in the store. We had that one right there with the logo on it, and you could see these giant bricks. That was part of the decor of it. There's 2, boop, another one there, boop. The rules to stocking it was still the same as stocking a pick-a-brick wall. Where if you didn't know, there are rules. You're not allowed to have 2 Lego colors touching. So
wait. All right. Do you have these said rules readily available, or are you still in your brain?
No, this would just be in my brain.
Go ahead and give us some of them. Give us some fun ones.
So the one that I think is really fun is you cannot have 2 colors touching in any direction. So you can't have a yellow element. It doesn't matter what shape. You can't have a Lego a yellow element in one tub and then yellow like to the immediate right or up or down or left. You can kind of get away with diagonal, but it's not preferred. So you're not to have two colors touching. And that there's a safety rule that the bottom two rows have to have a 2x4 size or larger for choking hazard. So that makes a lot of sense because you have little toddlers walking around and they want to grab something on the wall and swallow it. But it tends to also help people understand when stores are looking at stocking their wall, like you've basically just eliminated the bottom two rows of the parts that you as an AFOL probably want.
Oh, for sure.
Because everyone wants, most of the time, I know there's exceptions to everything, but people want small stuff.
Yeah.
They want these little, unique tiles and these unique jumper plates and these unique, the studs on all side bricks, like things that are smaller. That's what AFOLs want.
They're called Travis bricks, but it's okay.
Well, I mean, they're officially called 1x1 stud with 4 knobs, but or 1x1 brick with 4 knobs.
So do you know where Travis came from?
That's a designer, I believe, or something like that. Yeah, a lot of times those bricks, they get these kind of endearing names from element designer at Lego that kind of first either kind of first really popularized it or maybe even designed the element.
Okay, cool.
So like the 1x1 headlight brick, which is also called the washing machine brick, which is also called the Erling because it was made by a designer with the last name Erling. So that's another rule: is the bottom two rows
education
2x4 and larger. And then let's see. Let me see if I can think of one more that's kind of interesting.
Hagrid in there.
Yeah, Hagrid's in there. I guess I can't really think of another rule right off the top of my head. Oh, you know what? One last one. If you have a part, and a lot of stores kind of break this rule out of necessity, but if you have a part that has an accompanying part, like a tire with a rim or a door with a frame, you are never supposed to put something out on the wall that doesn't have its accompanying part.
Oh.
But like I said, a lot of times out of necessity, stores break it because they don't have enough to fill it. So they go, well, just put it out. And of course, it causes a lot of problems because they go, where's the door for this? Or where's the tire for this? But that's another rule. So let's see. Other sets we have before we close this out. You can see Aqua Raiders here on the side. Where you can see Exoforce.
Sweet.
I think this is Bionicle. Yeah, there's the Baraki canisters. And then I think this was around the time that there was minifigure scale Bionicle too.
Oh.
So they were, custom molded figure. It didn't perform very well, but there was a couple sets. This is Mars Mission.
Oh, yeah. Those have those really weird aliens.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
I love the color of them. I think they're the same color that came in the newest module, the Diner Modular.
Yeah. This is kind of like black, lime green, and orange kind of. Yeah. And then maroonish kind of. It's a nice color scheme. Yeah.
I think this should be the cover.
Right. This is our
thumbnail right there, Paul.
I wonder how he's doing. I think about him every now and then.
You know what you should do? You should get one of those AT-ATs and send it to him.
I should. That's probably really expensive now. For the memories.
Yeah. Aaron, Uncle Cheap, he could probably get his hands on 2 or 3 of them.
Oh, probably.
$1.50 each.
There's some racer stuff in the back. Here's the Mindstorms kit that was on the top. I don't know why it was up there. Probably somebody put it up there.
Like the store's loaded down too.
Huh?
There's a lot of people in your store.
There is, yeah. You can see like things are changing. Here's that Duplo. There's a Duplo shark that I think Brixar uses a lot. That giant Duplo shark.
There he is.
There's Belleville. Do you remember Belleville?
Oh yeah.
And look, there's also a lot of these like foam dress-up stuff, like a crown, a knight's helmet, stuff like that. So yeah, that's enough of that one. Oh, so here's something we did that's also in 2007. So for what was it, National Fire Prevention Week or something like that, or Fire Safety Week,
Mm-hmm.
we invited the local fire department to come in and build Sparky, the fire safety Dalmatian dog, with kids in the store.
Nice.
And so that was really fun. These three guys came in. This guy here on the far left, he's the captain. He's got the little bugles on his collar.
Sweet.
They helped we all kind of worked together. So like one Lego store employee, it was probably me. A lot of times I volunteered for a lot of these things because a lot of the people I worked with had no interest in doing them. So they'd be like, well, corporate says we have to do an event. Kevin, do you want to do it? I'm like, sure, I'll do it. So I don't know why so many people were against having fun, but I was like, sure, I'll do it.
Some people don't like kids.
Right, exactly. I did,
Or firefighters. No, I'm kidding.
Again, to jump in the timeline, later on in my years when I became a manager, I was interviewing somebody for an associate role, and I asked a typical interview question, which is, tell me one of your weaknesses and how do you think working here will help you overcome that weakness? And he was like, well, I really don't like kids. And I was like, well, this interview's done.
And then he went, and now he is running Lego.
Well, yeah, CEO now.
Oh wait, no.
So this was a fun thing, and so you can see this is a pretty big mosaic. Like this is, and it is base plates attached to like a board.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all solid. These are our instructions. This printout on the wall.
Wow.
So that's your instructions. They sent you, the corporate would send us all the parts we needed. There was a contest or no, this is a sale. Due to the fire safety week, you get $5 off of this fireboat.
Yeah. The bag is killing me.
Which thing? What, this bag?
Where you at?
What's killing you?
The bag. I'm looking at the bag right above the 10. Behind the sets.
Oh, this one?
That bag is killing me.
Is it gonna fall? Or you like it?
No, I like the fact of how full it is. What part? Okay. What element is that?
It looks like a 2x4.
Yeah,
it's definitely a 2x4.
Love it.
I thought it was like you were thinking it was gonna fall over and it was driving you crazy.
No, it's just I like big bulk bags of goodness.
So these again, if I recall correctly, these 4 kids, I took this picture at the very end because they had, oh my goodness, these kids had spent so long with us. Like it was a thing that was kind of designed to last 5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And, kids came in, came out, a couple adults put them down, but these kids at the end, they were here for like an hour and a half.
Wow.
And so they built that thing to the end, and I said, let's take a picture because you guys are the superheroes today. So that's why this kid was especially super he's very happy. But that was something we did. That was fun. And this was also how we did birthday parties with mosaics too. So it was the same size. It was always this size. It was either a landscape or a portrait, and we would have a big rollout instruction like this, and we would usually start the picture, and then we would have the kids fill in the color because we found out that was the easiest way to do it.
Sure.
So like I remember taking this home, and I did the black outline for the whole drawing.
Wow.
And I just had it planned. I think I maybe did like a blue outline too, so that the kids can know where to put white and where to put blue.
Yeah.
You can see it in here. The kids are filling in like the blue. And that was a really good way to do it because they still feel involved, even though they're not having to struggle and count out the bricks on the instructions and where does it go. So,
no, don't close it out here. Go back. Go back to the last one. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude, but
nope.
If we don't give credit for this gentleman on the right, for one of the best mustaches I think I've ever seen.
That's the Commissioner Gordon right there.
Yeah. That God bless you, sir. Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service. So good. It was fun. And yeah, here's just another angle of the kids.
Oh yeah.
So you see there's already the outline, they're just kind of filling in the colors.
That's great.
And like I said, that was also how we did the birthday parties. Here's the finished. There it is. That's done. Ta-da!
www.sparky.org.
Yep, Sparky, the fire safety dog. If you didn't know he existed.
Only in Colorado.
Yeah. So this was here. This is something that I also wanted to show. So before I zoom in the photograph. So one year for Halloween, this was a proud father moment. My older son, who's 17 now, but he was definitely not 17 back then. He for Halloween wanted to dress up like his father. And so I was a Lego store employee, so he wanted to be a Lego store employee.
Oh my God.
And so we lived pretty close to the mall. So for trick-or-treating that year, we went to the mall. And this was one of the store employees who was dressed up at work, and there was no hot dog minifigure guy back then. He was way ahead of his time. But this was my son many years ago with a custom made apron. And I was just, I couldn't. He even I had a Lego watch I would wear, so he wore a Lego watch. And he used one of my old name tags. He even has a thing that says "Ask me about the Lego VIP card" or Lego loyalty card, because we didn't have the VIP card yet.
Yeah.
Wow. We might be able to see it. Yeah, it's a stamp. You see the old stamp card with the two minifig stamps. And then here's some blue buckets. Here's some blue buckets. Here's a creator house, helicopter, big stegosaurus with the light up eyes.
That's good stuff, man. That's awesome. I mean, yeah.
Walking around the mall with the McGruff, the crime dog. It's like he's just posing with a Lego store employee.
That's a big bumblebee behind him.
Bumblebee.
The yellow and black.
Oh no, it looks like it's just some kind of firefighter jacket or something. I don't know. It was Halloween. It could be a costume. So yeah. And let's see. I mean, we also had we brought in the 501st a couple times.
Oh.
So here's some old photos of when we first started doing these things called Lego Club meetings. So that was when we started having a thing where you could sign up and come into the store before hours, so you can see the gate is still down.
Mm-hmm.
And you'd have 15 to 20 kids have fun and do a building challenge of some kind. And for Star Wars, I had connected with someone who was a customer who told me he was a member of the 501st. So I asked if he would be interested in showing up to the store. As far as I know, we were one of the first stores to try something like that.
Wow.
And so I took a bunch of pictures and I sent them to corporate, trying to show them, hey, look, this was really cool. I would suggest, I'm told that there are local garrisons all over the country. Maybe the other Lego stores could do it. And a lot of Lego stores after that also did stuff with their local 501st. So that was kind of cool.
Were you guys trying to be tough with your arms folded?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Oh, wait, before we can't close without looking at the products. Okay, we have SpongeBob back here. We've got here's Speed Racer sneaking out behind him.
There you go.
And Clone Wars obviously just came out because there's a whole clone. There's clones all over the place.
You didn't tell us who this guy was either.
His name is Jan. Jan.
Hey, Jan. Wow. What, is he American?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Oh yeah, we had fun. We had fun with Jan.
Nice.
He was a nice guy. Let's see. Here's another. This was see, sometimes I can tell with the title, Tony's Last Day.
Oh.
So this is Tony in the middle.
Hey,
and that's Nick that you saw dressed up as a hot dog.
Nice.
And this was Tony's Last Day. Look, you can see the folding wall go back here.
Right.
So you can see that's the door to the back. Right here against this, look, I mean, it really is just paper, guys. That's just a paper wall.
Yeah.
But you can see all these boxes are pick-a-brick. These are the elements with each box is apart.
I never would have thought that would happen.
What happened? What?
I texted you and it showed up on your screen.
Oh, yeah, it's nice. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I'm screen sharing. Ladies and gentlemen, real time.
Yeah.
This is how us hosts behind the scenes get things coordinated. So these are the cases that we would keep pick-a-brick. We keep it right here behind the wall.
That's just pick-a-brick, huh?
That's all pick-a-brick. And I mean, thinking about it in hindsight, it was kind of dangerous because, I mean, look at this is probably 6 feet tall, 7 feet tall.
I would go 7.
And it's not on any rack. It's just on the floor. It's a
Wow.
stack of these boxes. And we had like 12 of these rows or columns. But we never had an accident as far as I know. None of them fell over. And you can see back here a poster on the wall for Lego Factory. And so Tony was another really cool guy, but he was my first time in my Lego career that I worked with an AFL. And I didn't know, again, like these terms were new to me. Like I knew he was an adult Lego fan that did not need to work there, because Tony was a professional architect and made lots and lots of money.
Okay.
And so he worked in the store, I don't know, 2 to 3 days a month.
So
he was hanging out. I mean, like, he did good. He wasn't like a slacker or anything like that, but he worked for the discount. That's why he worked. And he was like, you know, like I said, a lot of fun with Tony. He was a cool guy, but he was my first experience like working with somebody who is just a huge fan and they're passionate about the product, and this is a job so they can buy more of the stuff. Now I think that's a pretty common thing. I would dare to say every Lego store has one of those people working in their store right now.
At least.
Where there's, you know, someone who's a dentist, but then they work in the store one day a month. So that was his last day. Down here, you can see, I think those are the squids for the Bionicle squid launchers. It's a box of squids.
What do you what? So what are we talking? 07 here or what?
Ooh, probably.
Because you know I'm gonna look it up. We're gonna get out of here and I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah.
You piqued my interest with these squids.
Hopefully I've shown enough photos. I mean, are we really getting close to, like, how long have you been going?
It's been at least, I think, an hour.
Really? Wow.
Real close to it.
But this is fun, isn't it? Look at this.
I know that guy.
But this is Buddy. His name is Buddy.
Yeah, don't you still have him?
I have a Buddy. I don't know if it's the Buddy, because there was multiple Buddies. And look, see, here's these tables again. See these tables again? This time they're laying this way because we just never knew what to do with these big suckers. Somebody was clearly wearing Buddy that was too big to wear Buddy. So you can see all of this extra space. But Buddy was kind of the mascot for the Lego stores. So he wasn't used very much. He wasn't advertised very much. And just wasn't really well known. But he was a costume and he floated around and you could wear him if you wanted and do a thing. We did not, as a store, have a permanent Buddy costume.
Okay.
This was sent to us for a reason. I don't remember. It was some kind of event, maybe something with the mall. I think it was, I'm trying to think. I think the mall was doing like a mascot, like marathon or a mascot parade, where they asked all the retailers in the mall, if you have a mascot, we're going to do like a big parade through the mall of everyone's mascots or something like that.
Yeah.
And like there was a lot of pressure on us because we were a kids store, we were a Lego store, and they said, you don't have a mascot that can join like the Build-A-Bear bear, like KB Toys was in the mall.
Right.
So they had like a toy soldier.
We're an outlet store. We don't have nothing.
We dress up as concrete floors and
drop ceiling with no ceiling.
Exactly. So they sent us this so that we could have something for that thing.
Don't close this picture either.
Okay, I won't.
You see the green and red buckets? What are those?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what bucket that is. That's some other old. I mean, this is before Creator. See, this is Creator here, and then this set is before, I think, Creator, because I don't think there's a Creator logo. Maybe it's just the resolution is bad, but I mean, these are all marked down. Everything here, if you could tell from the other photos, this corner was the sale corner. A lot of stuff in the store was always on sale, but this was like the deep discount corner. So that's why all these red sale. This is some other weird kind of jar. It's like, you know, like a mixed nut jar you'd buy from the grocery store, but with pieces that makes like a little house.
Oh, wow.
These are the two motorcycles. That was a little sound brick that you could press it and hear the engine.
Nice.
Oh, here. This is the mosaic set. With the clear base plate inside of it.
Oh, okay. So that's where it came from.
Yeah. It's like 16 by 16. And yeah, there's like a shark and a crab that you can't tell. This picture is terrible. And let's see, what else do we have here that's weird? These are coasters.
Lego coasters.
They're like silicone like coasters that are studs on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think this box here is train track, I think. So this was another wonky product that we got once where there was like a packaging mishap or something, and they had the parts for a Lego train pack that was an existing element, but like something happened where we didn't get the right boxes or something. So they sent these like cheap kind of like we just bought a white cardboard box and then gave you the right product label as a sticker, just slap it on the front.
Wow.
And we sold it like as a super crazy discount because it was the wrong packaging, but it was the right elements. And I mean, of course, the train fans ate those up because they were really cheap, but
Boy, yeah.
it was weird.
What's that big set peeking out from the top? Look at the green buckets go above the
Here?
Yeah, what is that?
So I don't know what that. I mean, there's shelves here, and that's going to be in the back where there's back stock.
No.
And look, you can also see like the decor of the store changed, right? So these older ones, there's the yellow bricks, and then the older or the newer photos is where it turned white.
Oh.
And they got a little nicer, I guess. I don't know what that is. I can't tell you. It might be a Technic set or a Star Wars set. But I remember there was an initiative to make the outlets look better. That was a thing.
Nice.
And that is when the 4 outlet stores were sent like this. They made a concentrated effort to make us look nicer. So that's when we had like the white bricks going around the thing. They got rid of these minifig heads that were floating everywhere. And we did look nicer. Did we look like regular Lego stores? No, we did not. But we looked nicer than we did before.
There you go. Excellent.
So I don't know if we want to conclude. I don't know. There's so many more.
Oh well, we can do a part 2. There you go.
This is a Star Wars birthday party.
Ah,
that was my attempt at making a TIE interceptor.
Oh, bless your heart.
And this is my awesome mustache.
I see that. Now not as good as the firefighter.
I'm sorry. And I don't remember. Did we talk about that before in another episode about?
No, that was something you and I were talking about.
Oh, like just off.
Yeah, we talk, folks. We do this. We do an hour and a half show, and then talk for 4 hours.
We talk until the next one.
You miss so much because we're not live.
That's going to be the next series is the in between cuts.
There you go. We're record while we're not recording.
Yeah. So so for everyone that was not secretly listening to us talk, there is a rule. There was a rule for dress code at the Lego store for facial hair and men. And the rule was you could either have a full-grown mustache or nothing. The rule was no facial hair. You were not allowed to have facial hair. And of course, I say full-grown because you also weren't allowed to have it like be stubbly and like, what's the right like weenie mustache? You can't have a weenie mustache.
No, you can't have a shadow mustache.
Yeah, like that was not part of the dress code.
You got to shave. Either you got to commit,
yeah,
or not.
And for me, that was really weird because, I started getting facial hair when I was like 12.
Yeah,
and I've always just had it, and so this was weird for me when I'm now, 19, 20 years old, told, well, you got to shave, and I'm like, I've never shaved. Like this is me. And so in my brain, I said, well, if you're gonna force me to shave, I'll keep something.
Yeah.
So I kept the mustache. Of course, people look at these photos now and they go, wow, you look creepy, you look weird. But at the time, I was like, well, I gotta keep something. So I'm gonna keep my mustache. The rule eventually did change, and I thought it was kind of funny because the corporate office was getting a lot of backlash because the district managers, I talked about that, I think, at another episode, with the people that were in charge of the store managers, some of them had beards. And so all it takes is a couple store visits for people to go, hey, wait a minute, that's not fair.
I want a beard.
And so eventually they switched it so that I don't think there is now a rule at all regarding facial hair for male employees. I think it's just kind of, look like you don't came off the street. I think it's
Don't
pretty.
Yeah.
Don't fix it. So yeah, but this was a Star Wars birthday party. We got there's a lot of Duplo stuff here in the back. I think this is the Duplo circus stuff. Seems kind of familiar. Pirate outfit, stuff like that. But
Is that a built set behind you also?
I don't think so.
The far left kid.
Oh, right here, right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what? That probably is. We would sometimes build a model of the set and just kind of put it on the shelf next to it. Of course, as you can imagine, lots of things were broken and stolen. But it was a thing. It was not a normal Lego store thing to do. It was an outlet store thing to do because we did not have the classic brand ribbon that people are familiar with. When you walk into a Lego store, there's that white strip that goes around the middle circumference of the whole store.
Sure.
And it has those circles, and then there's the big cases, and they have all these Lego sets on display. We didn't have any of those. So we had no place to display built sets, so we would just build them and put them on the shelf.
Absolutely.
But yeah, there was lots of damaged out sets because they were constantly being broken, things were being stolen, stuff like that would occur. This is me posing with Ron and Hermione.
There they go.
That I mentioned in an earlier story. They were in our store.
Yep. I think so. And you said, I don't know if they heard it or not. I know that you and I had a conversation. I can't remember if it was recorded.
It's all blurring together.
So blurry, yeah.
And look, I see the facial hair rule had changed because it was coming back.
Yeah, look at
it. It was coming back. And then yeah, Hagrid. A nicer picture, I guess nicer if you want to say that, of Hagrid.
Yes. Yeah.
Here's the
Infamous.
The infamous cloth.
Nice.
You can see the sign says Free Lego Club magazine. So here's the magazines. That used to be a guess the number of bricks. There was a little behind that sign is a little slit where you could put your. So of course there was still trash in there every week.
Oh, of course.
Because that's how it is.
Do I see swords?
Yep, those are foam pirate swords, and these are Captain Pirate outfits and hats.
Nice. Thank you, Lego. You should bring all that back.
Bring it all back.
There it is.
Bring it all back. As part of this, I forgot. See, I love it. Then these things bring memories. Part of the birthday party program is corporate thought it would be really cool is if you as the host would give the kids an in-depth tour of the Lego store. So these kids would get total access. Like they would get in a little group. We would take them into the actual back stock room. We would show them. I mean, we tried to make it as cool as we could for them. You know, I mean, it is a stock room. It's boxes. It's a ladder. You know what I'm saying? But we tried to really ham it up for them so that they really thought it was a special thing. Yeah. So we would show them, this is where we have our lunch break, and this is a table, and so this is part of the tour where the host. So this is Rob doing this party, and he was taking them over to Hagrid, and he was telling them all about how do master builders build sculptures. What does the inside armature look like? How many pieces are in it? So they're asking questions about the statue. But yeah, we would take them into the back too. It was for them. It was really fun.
Go back to that one. Go back to that one. It appears to me that lady on the far left is doing sign language.
She could be. She might be. I don't know. She also to me seems like she might be like scolding a kid.
Yeah, that could happen. Yeah,
it's either there's a child here who's getting sign language or someone's getting scolded.
Yeah, I don't see anybody paying her any mind though.
Yeah, and you can see here out in the mall, there's like these big bugs and stuff.
Yeah, I see that.
So we were all put together in this like kid zone of the mall.
Oh wow!
Which for a kid is awesome. So right outside you have this like giant garden. So like you're like shrunk to the size of an insect. So there's like giant bugs, and you can see the grass on the wall, and all the kids stores were all right here. So KB Toys, Build-A-Bear Workshop, the Lego store, all the kids clothing stores. We were all in one zone together at the mall.
Phenomenal.
Let's see.
Pay no mind to the boy. Mom's taking care of it.
This is another classic Henkle stash.
Yeah, it is.
But
is it a mullet? Are you mulleting in this?
It may be a little longer. I was due for a haircut then, I think.
Yeah, you were.
Due for a haircut. But this is the same group from the earlier picture, but just different angle.
Very cool.
I think I showed this in the photo album, right? This is when
No,
Santa came.
I think you just showed me personally.
Okay, this is Santa visiting me and Dan, my buddy Dan.
Nice.
And again, here's another look um, of an older style of the walls and the back stock room. So that you can see these things, these black frames here.
Yeah.
These just clip out, like they clip out of it, and you can change what's inside of it.
Okay.
So one of these with the Lego logo, when we totally trashed this whole look, when I told you we did the whole make the outlet stores look nicer, one of these, so all this stuff was dumpster stuff, like all the minifig faces, all of that stuff was trash because we were updoing it. So one of these Lego logos I still have in my basement today. Because I said, you know what, this was a part of my beginning of my career.
Yeah.
The only thing I took from all the old like decor, I was like, I need one of these of the logo.
Absolutely.
So I'm looking at it. It's right here in my basement. Part of my first store. But yeah, that's Santa. There he is.
What up, Santa?
I can't tell what that set is. It's too skewed.
Yeah.
Oh, here's another. This is Mick, and Mick is hosting a birthday party where these kids just built this.
Oh, sweet.
And so this guy's doing awesome. I like this kid. And look, this little girl, she has I think that's a Belleville wand.
Oh.
Because we had all kinds of like costume stuff. And it's all official. It's all Lego licensed stuff.
Right.
There's the holiday train. It was before there was a winter anything. That was just the holiday train. There was no winter series.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool.
That's amazing. Good times.
And was there another angle? Yeah, of the kids building that car. So see, we did the hard part for them. See that? They just need to fill in the red for the car. They need to finish the gray for the road and that part of the road up here, and probably the tan. So see, the kids really got to do it and they felt involved, but it wasn't difficult for them.
Right.
And that's something we found out over trial and error. That wasn't part of the direction from corporate for how to do these birthday parties. It said, just have the kids build this mosaic. And it's like, that's impossible. These kids it's going to be like the worst mosaic ever. So that was fun. And here he is taking him on the tour of the store. At this time, we had this little sculpture. This is a Duplo night. And he's just teaching them about it. He has a copy of the Ultimate Lego book in his hand. So he's talking about different Lego facts and stuff like that. Got some old Star Wars stuff. There's a bin full of brick separators. An empty shelf.
And the trees, I see the trees, the pick-a-brick trees.
Yep. It's trees here, and they're still alive.
Wow.
Still kicking. See, this is when we finally got a sign. It said birthday party in progress. So we were there when this program was in its infancy. They were trying to do this new concept. Things were changing every couple of months. People were loving it. It got to the point where I remember it got to the point where we were booking parties like months in advance.
Wow.
Because it was full. Here's Rob again.
Hey, Rob.
You can see that he has something ready for a birthday party back here. So he's got a couple folding tables ready to go. He has a Star Wars mosaic. We've done the hard part already. So the kids just need to fill in the yellow for the Star Wars logo and probably like gray for the back here.
Mm-hmm.
So see, that's like the prep work we would do to get, and this would take forever. This is like probably 5 or 6 hours worth of work to do that.
I say ick, but I'd do it in a minute.
Right. These are all poly bags of different types. I don't know what they are, but they're all poly bags. Old poly bags. Here, look, see this little yellow sheet of paper?
Yeah.
That's the application. If you want to work here, that's the application. It's a half sheet. There's half here and then the other cut, and it's half going the other way. So that was our application, a little half sheet of paper. This white thing in the back, that was a Word doc created wish list. So you could, because parents came in, they go, do you have a wish list? Because my son or daughter has a lot of things that, no, we don't. So somebody, I don't know if it was me, I don't think it was, created this Word doc in the back, and we just printed out a bunch of them.
There you go.
So here you go, wish list. You can make your own. I thought this was funny. This is a pamphlet for the Lego Inside Tour, which is something we can talk about in a later episode. But it's the only official tour that Lego offers, and it's in Billund, Denmark, and it costs $3,000.
Oh,
And I said, I don't know who you're trying to fool with this pamphlet in the middle of Denver, Colorado for something in Denmark for $3,000. But okay. No one ever took those. They were usually garbage. And then here's another sign up to get our emails and throw it in the box.
AOL.
Should we end? Should we end this? Have we done enough strolling?
Here's what I got to know: is how many more pictures do you have to go? Oh, there's me. You don't.
Sorry, I'm back. We're back.
Well, look, it's Kevin, everybody. I've really enjoyed this episode thoroughly. If you have more, we definitely need to do more. Forever sorting picture albums.
Oh yeah, it's so fun.
Yeah,
even just spotting all the sets and all. You know what I mean?
Yes, I also enjoyed meeting your fellow coworkers.
Yep. We saw Rob, we saw Mick, we saw Dan, we saw Jan. There's like a naming convention going on here. Yep. Yeah, we saw Eric. We'll talk about Eric later.
Yeah, and I think sooner than later we're going to talk about you becoming supervisor and store manager.
Yeah, I think the last time we talked, I was a supervisor. Like that's where we're at in my timeline.
No, I don't think you made supervisor. We discussed it quietly in the post.
It's all we gotta stop talking outside of the so that way we don't mess up.
I'm aware.
We just stop.
Yep.
But it's good. It's and I don't think a lot of those pictures I have online. Some of them are online. But a lot of those I've never shared on the internet. They've just been either in the photo album or here on my hard drive. So those are.
Do any of those people still work for the Lego store company?
No. Nope. So some of those notable people you saw. So Dan worked there for a long time after I left. He eventually got promoted to supervisor as well.
Oh.
Dan and I went to college together. I've been to Dan's wedding. He's one of my close friends. Dan is now actually in the process of moving to California. He works as a video editor for a major golf company that does video editing with professional the PGA. And let's see, Rob is a police officer now in Denver. Mick, who's the bigger guy, he is a EMT in Denver.
Wow.
And Jan doesn't work there anymore either, but I don't know what he does now. But he's not there either.
Professional stripper.
And Eric, the guy in front of the van, he also doesn't work at Lego. He's now a realtor.
Oh.
So there it is.
Wonderful. I enjoyed Kevin's photo album, and we learned a little bit about the way that the Colorado stores run, and it was fun.
I hope so. I hope it was.
It was
entertaining.
It was absolutely. It was fun. But I think next week we're going to flip it on your heads, and I think we're going to do a little Q&A from the people out there in the Legoverse. Oh yeah. So look forward next week to another special Forever Sorting with Kevin A. Henkle. We're going to do the Q&A, and it won't be Brick Smith coming with the questions. And if you have some more questions, don't forget to submit them.
Yeah, throw them in the comments. We'll talk about them.
We'll blow you up, buddy. I promise. So also, I think we're good. I think that's a good spot there, Cap. What do you think?
I'm feeling good. Good.
All right. Feeling good, Motorman. All right. So I'm Brick Smith. That's Kevin. He's back on the big screen for the first. Yeah. Well, yeah. That's his Lego up there. Anyway, thanks for coming.
Did we point this out? Did we point that out at all? We don't need to point it out.
Point that out. Well, you can point it out all you want. Now you're on the big screen. That's Kevin's pink bucket for the Pink Bucket Nation.
That's the thumbnail right there.
That is right there. Yeah. Or this one.
Nice. Sending the love right back.
Yeah, there you go. So Kevin, fans of Forever Sorting, we're glad you enjoyed this and hope you have the best rest of your Monday. I'm Brick Smith, and that's Kevin A. Hinkle. And remember, you gotta
You gotta love those bricks.
love those bricks. Bye, everybody.
Bye bye.